Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are going to explain to you how to own a system, like how to do a remote hijacking of a system. On the screen here, we can see that we have two desktop. We have the Kali Linux desktop, and then we have the XP running on another machine. For the sake of this tutorial, we would be using a virtual machine, and we are using the Oracle virtual machine to launch both of the systems. We want to hijack this XP machine from Kali Linux. So for us to do that, we need to first of all check the IP address of both systems, which we are going to be doing right now by typing ipconfig. So I can see that we have the IP address for this system, and if I also go here and say for Kali Linux we use ifconfig. So and I use ifconfig. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Ifconfig. We can see this right here is the internet address. So we can just ping the system to be able to be sure that we are on the right track. So I ping, sorry, ping 192.168.56.102. I'll press enter. Ping. So we can see that we can ping this system and this system is responding. The first step to own a system or to hack into a system is to be able to ping into the other system. As we can see now, we are successful. By pressing Ctrl C, I would actually be able to stop the ping. We can see that 20 packet was transmitted, 20 received, 0% packet loss. That means we are actually able to ping the system successfully. So for me to start my work, I would be using a tool called MSF console, which is called the Metasploit framework. So if you want to start, we do the MSF console. So it's going to load for a bit of minutes, and we're going to come back after it's finished loading. As you can see, it is still loading because it takes much time to actually load the database and everything. But we have other version, my counterparts, which is Fariz, who try to tell you how we can use some other type of method using the using the Hermitage to actually own a system or do a Metasploit framework attack into another system. So this is Microsoft Windows, Windows XP, and it's a Service Pack 2, which is actually more secured than the ordinary Service Pack. As we can see that, okay, here it says unable to undo kernel null pointer, blah 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 blah. So we are already in Metasploit. So the first thing we need to do is to check the database to see if we can, database. We want to check the database to see if we can actually be able to create a database for this personal attack we want to do. So db underscore status, we use that to check the status of the database. As we can see that the PostgreSQL selected, there is no connection, but this is because that the previous version of Kali Linux we are using takes a toll on us, and I've already updated this version of Kali Linux and it's posing some problems. But nevertheless, you can stay with us, and we will try to repair that. So as we can see now, we can see that if we scroll up here, we would see that mmap has already given us a comprehensive scan of the network. We can see the open ports, we can see the name of the device, we can see it runs on Microsoft XP, Microsoft, Service Pack, and every other thing, user level authentication, that this is as a password, and so on. So to be able to do this, so we want to see what kind of hosts are up. For example, if we don't know the command, we can just type host dash h. We can see that it's going to show us the type of what's it called, by saying host dash h. That means it's going to help us to actually find what type of command we can actually use. But we would move on to saying host ordinarily, and by using hosts, it's going to show us as we can see now, we can see that the host is up, and then once you type the host, it's going to show you okay, this is Service Pack 2, this is a multi-purpose device, and then we can see the name and every other thing, the IP address. So what we need to do is to see what kind of services that runs on this system, and then once we type services, we can see that it's actually running different services. We can see this is open, we can see this is open, we can see this is open. So we're going to be taking advantage of this, one of these open ports, because once we see that there are some open ports, then we can actually take advantage of that and run a metasploit. We can actually use that to actually launch an attack into a system. So what we're going to do is just to SEARCH, which means search. We can use search as H, which is going to show us how we can actually search for different type of modules. But right now, I am going to be searching for a specific exploit which I've known to be very good when it comes to Windows. So if I do SEARCH net API, so this is actually one of the good exploits we can actually use to actually exploit a system. So using this one, we are going to be using the exploit Windows net API command, blah blah blah. So I'll just copy it, then I come here, I say I would say use, then use what type of exploit am I going to use? I'm going to use this SMB exploit. So if I press enter, I'm already in the exploit. So what do I want to do right now? So once you get the exploit you want to do, you need to set a payload in order for you to be able to interact with the other system. So show payload. So if I say show payloads, it's going to show me different type of payloads we have. So we have the VNC inject, reverse TCP all ports. So if I want to try all the ports, I can use this one. But let's see which one we want to use. Let's see which one we should use. So there's so many, but okay, I'll use which one? We can actually use any one, but maybe let's just choose one at random, and then we can use that to actually do what we want to do. Okay, let's use this reverse shell, Windows shell reverse, or TCP or HTTP, anyone. We can use any one out of them. So okay, basically we can use either TCP or HTTP. Well, since we're not actually connected to HTTP right now, let's use the TCP one, because you can actually use it for Windows 7, any system at all. So let's try and copy this, then I come back here, then I set the payload. So I can actually set payload to, oh my god, payload, then I paste the payload here, or I can actually simply type, and then if I press enter, I can see that the payload has been set to Windows shell reverse TCP. So after that, then I would want to launch the exploit, but for that I want to see that both of my IP address and the IP address for the target is actually correct. So I do show options. Yes, we can see that This is the target address. I'm not having any current settings in the IP address settings. I'm going to be using SMB browser, and I'm connecting to port 445. So let me do the I want to set the host right now, and set our host to 192.168.65 dot what's the IP address again? Sorry, dot 56, then dot 102. So press enter. It has already been set to this address. Then I want to set the local host, that is my address, which is 101. I press enter right now. So then I want to exploit. Once, let me confirm if my show option, if it is already set. So as you can see, we already have it here, and just show. Okay, just right now we just type exploit, and as you can see that we actually here, fingerprint, selected target, attempted to trigger the vulnerability, and boom, we are already in the system. We have been able to see the system, and right now we are sitting on the system. We are sitting right now on the system. So from here we can see that we are already inside the system, so which automatically gives us more privilege. So as you can see, I tried to do some work here by saying I want to create a directory. I make a directory here, I switch to the C folder and make a directory, and if you come here and try to go to the C folder here, you would see the arc directory I made from here and the hacker directory I made from here. So you can actually do as much as anything you want to do with the drive C. And I did a route print, and the route print would actually show you the gateway and the interface from my system to this other system, the number of what was it called it connects to, and the type of connection. So here, if you do the netstat -an on any system, it's going to show you all the established connection. As you can see right now, we are actually connected to this IP address, which is our target IP address, and this is my own IP address. So this is established connection. I use this connection to actually establish to this system. And right now I'm already sitting inside the system, and I can do as much as anything I want to do. But in order for this video to be interesting, we have another aspect we want to show you, which is the Hermitage. So my friend here would actually show you what Hermitage is. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks to my friends before, Khalil, that's explain how to use the NFS console. Okay, right now I'm here to continue how to use about Hermitage, the GUI version of the tools that have inside the Kali Linux. Okay, first of all, we need to open the Hermitage. Just type it Hermitage. Click enter and just wait for a while. Okay, connect, and this may take some time. Okay, I will pause the video and continue later. Okay. The Hermitage currently is connecting in progress. Java.NET connection exception, connection rate plus, but in the end just ignore it because in the end it's okay, it's running. Okay, right now Hermitage are already launched and set up. Okay, as my friends did before, how to use MSF console to gain remotely access to this Windows XP service pack tool. But right now I will give an example how to use Armitage with a GUI version of integrated tools that has that has in the Kali Linux. First of all, after its launch, it will ask for the input, which we can insert the IP address of the target machine. Okay, 192.168.56.102 and click OK. And visualize, and here it's the target machine that's in the workspace. Okay, to gain the access from Armitage with using Armitage to this machine, okay, we use exploit Windows and then SMB and we use MS0x net 067 net API. We click and drag to the target machine and we launch it. Okay, after a few seconds, okay, we wait for a while, and then here we go. The lightning strike the machine. It shows that the machine is vulnerable to attacks. Okay, let's see what we can do to this target machine. First, we see the right click and login. Meter printer 1 service scan. Okay. At meter printer 1, the access button, and what we can do is, first of all, is escalate privilege. We can gain root access from the target machine, the XP, and we can also explore the target machine. Okay, click browse file to browse file. Okay, what you can explore in the target machine, all these files is inside the target machine, the XP. We can search for information that we need. Okay, next is what we can do is in the OS access interact common shell. Okay, common shell is where we can use the CMD in the XP machine remotely. Next is what we can do. We can explore. Okay, log keystrokes. Log keystroke. We launch the log keystrokes launch, where we can record the keys, what person is typing on the XP, and we can read it from the Armitage. For example, the account, we type something 12111222333 /00. We save it and we can see it on this Armitage this year. The same one, the keystroke is sent to, then that's what we can do with the keystrokes. Okay, and but not least, and lastly, what I want to show you is the screenshot. We can take the screenshot for the XP, and voila, we can see the same page. We can take the picture of the screen what we access right now, what the person is doing or something like that. That's all for the Armitage. What we can do after we access the remotely the targeted machine. Thank you.